5 Russian airbases, 41 stealth jets, broad daylight, and 117 drones. This was Ukraine's Operation Spiderweb in a nutshell. On June 1st, 2025, Ukraine launched its most precise and coveted drone attack on Russia that caught Putin off guard. A swarm of drones attacked multiple Russian air bases, targeting various military equipment. As per reports, Ukraine claims that Russian losses amount to $7 billion. At least 41 Russian aircraft had been damaged, including the nuclear-capable Tu-95 and Tu-22 bombers. The drones struck locations thousands of kilometers from the front line, striking deep into Russian territory. President Zelensky said the operation took about 18 months of preparation as 117 drones were launched into Russia. The Operation Spiderweb included Ukrainian assets being smuggled into Russia before the attack. Zelensky said that strategic cruise missile carriers stationed at air bases were hit in Russia. However, one burning question remains on everyone's mind. Why were the jets parked out in the open? Strategically important jets like Tu-92 and Tu-22 were parked in the open to be easily spotted by NATO and US satellites. Military veterans have pointed out that nuclear bombers need to be parked out in the open as per Russia's obligations of a bilateral treaty with US. Military veterans have pointed out that nuclear bombers need to be parked out in the open as per Russia's obligations of a bilateral treaty with US. Former US Army Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, who also served as the 24th NSA under the first Trump administration, shared the same on X. His comments stirred a massive debate on social media about whether the US treaty had helped Ukraine strike Russia. The nuclear treaty in contention is the New START treaty signed between the US and Russia in 2010. The bilateral treaty was signed to reduce and limit strategic nuclear arsenals of the United States and Russia, enhancing global security and stability. Signed on April 8, 2010 in Prague. By then, US President Barack Obama and Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, it replaced the expired START treaty and the 2002 Strategic Offensive Reductions Treaty. According to Eurasian Times, both parties need to release data on deployed nuclear warheads on strategic bombers, as well as on non-deployed strategic bombers under the treaty. For the sake of verification and transparency, both parties were given the right to inspect each other's nuclear-capable assets. The inspection involves both on-site and off-site inspections, which also includes the obligation for non-interference with national technical means, for instance with satellites. The verification using satellites meant that the heavy bombers were often parked in the open, in full glare of spy satellites. While the treaty does not explicitly demand that heavy bombers be parked outside, this became a usual practice. Russia, like the US, often leaves long-range bombers parked outside and easily visible, both for operational reasons and as part of nuclear treaty obligations, reports said. However, it is worth noting that Russia suspended its participation in the New START treaty in February 2023. Still, the old treaty will remain in force, at least legally, until February 5, 2026.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.